Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Robert's vlog. And we had a great week. We got PRs pretty much. Again, goes to show what a couple of years of hard work will do. Because I mean, I've had Robert, I think 2 years now. Like I've had him long enough. He just buys 6-month coaching packages at this point because he's kind of in it for the long haul, and we've made so much progress. And we had to sort his eating and everything else. There were issues with that. But you guys, if anyone is not understanding, go look at the first vlog and you'll see where he started at the end, and people realize he was emaciated essentially. And this is where we have him now. To where he's, doing 200 kilos for sets of 5, which is 441 pounds on the deadlift and stuff like this. All right, he's benching squatting up in the mid 300s for similar weights or for similar reps. But on bench this week, we got 6 at 90% of his training max. Squat, we got 4, which again was his worst lift this week, which is surprising because normally he's often a better squatter. Pressing, we got 6, and then on the deadlift we got 5. And again, I put all of his info below for those who want to see where he's at with it. But his bench press days right now are pretty straightforward. We've been dealing with a little bit of extra arm tendonitis and stuff, and shoulder tendonitis. Again, he gets a lot of inflamed tendons. This is one reason we have to deload so frequently. And a lot of it has to do with him having been underweight and everything. And it's one of the most common problems that I have with hard gainers is their tendons and stuff are oftentimes still weak. Their bone density isn't where we want it because they spent too many years underweight. And we need to be clear, what a hard gainer means is an undereater. Because we took him from being really skinny to where he is now. He looks like he lifts, right? And this is 2 years. He struggled and was spinning his wheels and wasn't even anywhere near a 2-plate squat. So context, he couldn't squat close to 2 plates per side for a 1-rep max. His max was like 85 kilos, and I'm trying to figure what that is in pounds. What is that, guys? Like 180 pounds or something? I mean, how was his max when he came to me and he was struggling? Now look where he is. Now this is only 2 years. This is not like this guy's been training 4 or 5 years, of serious training like this. We took him from almost, pretty much novice level to here. All right? He can squat 4 plates aside. He can deadlift 5 plates aside. But his bench day, again, pretty straightforward right now. We just bench and do chin-ups. We're not doing a lot of other stuff there because, again, he gets overuse issues. We can only handle so much stuff. And even we're running into problems with some of his band pressing, even almost being too much, or the band press downs. So again, I've got to keep stuff real simple for him in terms of training volume. So his benching days at the moment are just his closed grip benching because he benches closed grip. Wide grip, his shoulders can't handle it. He does chins. I want him to normally do flat dumbbell presses, but because of where he tends to do them, he ends up doing them on overhead press day. So that's really kind of our upper body stuff for him, other than all the band work that we've displayed before. We do chin-ups, pull-ups, benching, overhead pressing, some dumbbell presses. And that's about it, because that's, again, what his upper body can handle. And even right now, lower body days, we do lunges, we do hyperextensions, squats, and deadlifts. Okay? And yet he grows from that. And everyone wants to take more novice lifters, and they want to have them do so much other stuff, and it may not be necessary. And this is what people need to understand with this. If things like your squatting and deadlifting volumes are pretty high, you're not going to be able to handle a lot of other stuff for certain levels of lifters, right? People who have certain recovery issues and stuff. And, it's just, again, only so much is necessary, as long as we're hitting a couple different angles. Like, with the chin-ups and pull-ups, we'll do a couple different grips every week. Okay, that gives us some variation. In addition to the flat benching, we do some dumbbell benching. We do the overhead pressing. And it's the same thing with lower body stuff. Since we squat already, and squats and deadlifts both work a lot of the same muscles. Things like lunges, good mornings, which we work in from time to time for a while. And then we pull them back out as his recovery. You can't always handle all the high volume, heavy good mornings. So at the moment, we're doing hyperextensions. And occasionally, again, we have him do stuff like some rear delt work here because, again, we want to keep that balanced because we don't do a lot of pulling for his upper back. So something that's easy on his recovery and shoulders, like a rear delt fly, can be helpful. So again, sometimes we work in a little bit of small movements as necessary around what he can take. We tend to do a lot of those band press downs, but sometimes they become too much, even though they're restorative. So on and so forth. This is stuff that we do. Again, deadlifting, of course, builds a lot of muscle through the lower body and back, and it can't be ruled out as a mass builder, especially when we're doing 8 sets a week like he does. So again, we don't need a lot of other hinging. One extra hinge will get it done, if that. And at the moment, we're doing 45-degree hyperextensions. Same thing with the lower body and the quads. The squatting handles most of the quad and the adductor and everything. The deadlifts contribute to that. And then we do some lunges. He does lunges to make sure we hit the glutes, the quads, the adductors again. But if you look at it, there's at least 2 exercises for every muscle, right? We don't do just one exercise per muscle. Every muscle has at least 2 exercises that are pretty well using it as a primary mover. Every muscle. And then some of them get a third exercise as almost a secondary mover or maybe a partial primary mover. So everything is fairly balanced. And this is what he can handle. I have other lifters who can tolerate more volume. They have a higher volume tolerance. We do more. They need some extra variation. But he's not one of them. We still have to deload every 4th week with what we do. We have to deload every 4th week with what we do for him to be able to recover. And this is what has allowed him to progress. And you guys can see him finishing up with the 45-degree hypers. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.